I got my work done when I woke up. I knocked that tape out. I think I gave myself about 6 takes so I can get a different approach to that scene. I ended up using 2 of the takes that I did this morning instead of any of those takes from last night. Proud of my work, proud of myself. Just wanted to share a thought. I can see how it is people become jaded when they get in this industry, get to a point where they're blaming everybody, blaming everything on, their reps. I'm gonna talk about my reps. I'm not gonna blame them. I'm gonna talk about them, but I'm gonna talk about what I could have done based on what I've learned as an entrepreneur. But there are people who are gonna blame their reps and say it was the reps' fault. There are people who are gonna blame the industry and say it was the industry's fault. The industry has done this type of stuff before, maybe not on this level, but it's done this before. There's been a strike before. There are hurdles, and then there are, where are the words? The industry rises, it falls. I'm sorry, the words are not with me right now as I'm just laying here on the ground, getting ready before work, just getting my mind right. But I can see how people become jaded because they do this type of work. They work really hard to get an audition done. Some people aren't as blessed as me, where I live in a home an apartment with my wife, who's also an actress and a writer, and we've been reading for each other for years. And so I have the ability to get a tape done at 3 in the morning, at 4 in the afternoon, at 10 in the morning. We just make it work. But there are other people who can't. There are other people who go to a self-tape studio and pay somebody to tape them, and they're paying people to tape them for a year and they're not booking, and then they're paying somebody to tape them for 2 years and they're not booking. So I can see how people become jaded. I can see how people become jaded when they come here to LA and they're meeting with people and they're taking people out to lunch, spending their money on the lunch to get to know somebody, etc. And then, take me for instance, I've taken people out to lunch, talked to them to learn more about this industry. I've shot my own work, filmed it, edited, casted people, done everything in my power to learn more, do more, be more. And then there's a number of people who I've worked with, not just one, a number of people who I've worked with who, when they were doing a program, wouldn't bring me on board, would use excuses like, we're doing a blind casting. And even if you were doing a blind casting, you're saying my work wasn't as good as that person's, because then I'll look at the people they chose, because, they get a press release and those people won't have anything on their IMDb but one project that they did. And so I can see how people get jaded, because it gets to this point where it's like, how am I supposed to make it when it feels like everything is against me? Everybody is not working with me. What am I supposed to do? I'm doing my part. I'm taking people out. I'm being kind. I'm networking. I'm talking to people. I'm DMing people. I'm liking their posts. I'm doing all the things they said for me to do. This is what they said for me to do. I'm doing it. What's going on? What's wrong? I could see how people just get to a point where they just get tired. But I just wanted to say, I also don't want to need the industry. I don't want to need it. I have a need to create, but I don't want to have a need to receive, to be chosen, to be put on a pedestal, to be Variety's top 10, to be the most this, that, and the third on GQ. No, I'll make my films. I'll write my scripts. I'll shoot it, I'll produce it, and I will get my fill from the fact that I brought this thing to life. But I don't want to be in a place where I need the industry. I'll never let myself get to that place ever again. I've learned so much from just the past. I've been doing this now for over 10 years, but the past 4 years have been so filled with experiences that 5 years, I'll say, since I've been to California, experiences that you can't pay for. Maybe you can pay for them, actually. No, you can't pay for them. Because even though I came to California and I've been paying for them, there's a lot of people who come to California, they don't learn this stuff, because a lot of people submit and just allow the industry to beat them down. They move on and they give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm just not going to move in a state of need. I'm going to get myself some work so I can take care of my family and myself and handle the things that I need to handle. We have health insurance. We have money in the bank, as much as we need right now, but there can always be more, and that will come in time. But I just wanted to say, don't operate in a state of need. Don't operate in a state of need. I'm gonna move forward as if there is no such thing as the industry. I'm gonna operate as if there is no such thing as a casting director. I'm just gonna submit the tape and move the fuck on. That's what I'm gonna do, submit it and move on. The other day I had my reps reach out to me about a role. It's like a month ago, maybe a month or 2 months ago. My rep reached out to me about a role in an email telling me I'm being pinned for this role and I need to be ready to go film this role on like Friday and then fly me out to Atlanta. I forgot what that role was even for. I forgot. I didn't even know what it was. When I saw it, I had to go back and look at the email and try to remind myself, and then I had to go back and watch the self-tape because I didn't even remember doing it. Because I'm not going to be bothered with that. I'm not going to be hyper-focused on that. Only during the time that I'm working on it. While I'm reading it and I'm studying it, I'm hyper-focused, doing the work, doing the best I can. Afterwards, it's over with. I'm all I see is what's next for the state of my family. So I'm going to work. I'm getting that thing done, doing this, that, and the third. Did that. I'm not missing auditions unless it's something that doesn't align with my schedule, my family's schedule. And when it doesn't align, I'm not stressed. I'm not crying. I'm not tripping. Just turned down an audition the other day because it genuinely didn't work with my schedule. My wife had to do something. She got her own side hustle, and I was going to be the one taking care of the baby. I'm not dropping my son off with some random stranger who I don't know, who I'm not comfortable with. I don't have family here in California. I'll take care of him. Can't go into that audition, but you know what? It's okay, because I don't need that one. I got a job. I'm doing something to take care of my family. I got a plan. I got a long game plan, and I'm focused. I'm focused creatively, but I'm also focused strategically. I'm grounded, disciplined. I'm not tripping. And I just wanted to share this message for whoever else needs this message. My alarm just went off. Got 15 minutes to get changed and head out. So I'm gonna go ahead, head out, get to work so that I can go and make this money and do what I gotta do so that I don't need none of this foolishness, so that I don't end up one of the people who are in the percentage of the unhoused, because all I can think about is the dream. The dream. I had this dream. I was gonna come here and be this. Fuck that. I'm gonna handle my business like an adult, not a child. And at the same time, still focus on being able to still bring that childish energy when needed. That last audition that I went in for, very childish, very playful. Sometimes I forget to be playful. Sometimes I forget to be happy. I'm not gonna lie, because this shit ain't easy. This shit ain't easy. But I got a long game vision, so I'm not worried about booking that one and that one and that one. It'd be nice. It would be nice, but I'm not gonna hang my hat on that. It's the ones who can play the long game who win. Samuel L. Jackson didn't pop off till he was like, what, 43? You kidding me? At 43? Yeah, I can play the long game. I ain't tripping.